an unprecedented level of cooperation between the vendors, and the information that we get about what the hoteliers want allows us to provide products that meet their needs.
It really creates a more of a sound solution for the end customers, the hoteliers, and the guests.
It's been great for us. Thanks.
In-Room Technology was founded by Hotel Technology Next Generation in October of 2004, and our mission is really to look at all the technologies in a guest room that interact with the guest, whether it's the televisions, audio, high-speed internet, the infrastructure that supports that, and work on developing solutions that are hospitality specific.
It's a moving target in many cases, especially when you consider consumer electronics and consumer content.
Entertainment systems, telephone systems, the environmental systems that involve so much money that's spent by the hotels, the door locks, the security systems. All of these things really matter to the guest and to the hotel. HTNG is really a meeting place where vendors and hoteliers can get together and solve the problems of the industry.
Even though in this forum many of the suppliers and vendors that come together are competitors, we find that they work in a really collaborative environment with the hoteliers so that we can sit down and discuss the needs of our industry and find solutions.
It's not a sales pitch. It's a bunch of people getting together to work towards common solutions. And I think the vendor community recognizes that Marriott's going to adopt solutions from certain vendors, and the other hotel companies are going to adopt solutions from vendors that they're more comfortable with and that they see strategic value in. But yet we all recognize that there are still common problems that we're all trying to solve.
I think we've been surprised at how willing many of these vendors are to work with one another and to reconsider some of the basic things that they thought were important as they learn more from the hoteliers. And we've been really encouraged with the number of companies that have come into this work group really wanting to make things better.
In 2009, the work group is going to be focused on a number of very key initiatives. We will be looking at telephony in a broader perspective of how does voice communications fit into the guest room, not just the PBX or the phone. Entertainment is an important part of the guest room, content delivery and various mechanisms to bring new content, HD content, into the guest room as well. And another important part of 2009 initiative is to expand our European advisory team objectives and communication with the IRT and potentially expand that to Asia as well.
We're riding a big wave, and if I think about some of the convergence of networks and the convergence of multimedia solutions and streaming content from the internet and everything that people are anticipating with mobile devices, wireless enablement, it starts to make your head spin. What I really enjoy about HTNG is I meet so many people that are a lot smarter than I am, and that just makes me all the more successful when I go back into my own day job.
Many, many years ago, guests went to hotels and were wowed by the experience in the guest room of the technology. They could get on-demand movies, they could get HBO, they could get things that maybe they couldn't get at home. And we lost that as an industry in the 90s and in the last 10 years even more so. And this is an opportunity for us to catch up by bringing back to the guest room the things that are already in the guest's home and also finding some things that can wow them again.
Our team is working on standards and use case guidelines for the interoperability of multiple control systems in the guest room, but also in how they communicate with the property as a whole and working in conjunction with the Property Web Services Workgroup.
Our objective is to define all the interfaces for how in-room guest control devices interoperate with multiple vendors, including devices like thermostats and door locks, mini bars, lighting controls. And we're trying to define how we will build a set of APIs that different vendors can interoperate to create a greater guest experience and also to create better operating costs within the hotel.
I lead the infrastructure sub-team Currently, we're working on some activities in distributed antenna systems, as well as developing a specification for a property gateway that can be used for both high-speed and associate use.
We've been developing use cases for devices such as the TV, a DVD player, an audio system, the set-top box, and the intelligent auxiliary panel. And we're looking at defining the messages between those devices to allow a single remote control in the room to control all of them.
The Cable Company Collaboration Project was a direct spin-off from the media content team, with the ultimate goal of providing more media and content to hoteliers, and in this case, from cable companies. In the past, cable companies face a number of challenges to provide their media and content to hoteliers, and so this team was formed to help address those issues. Last summer there was a meeting between HTNG and Cable Labs where the two organizations agreed to work together to find common solutions to the challenges that cable operators face today. Currently we are working on a functional specification and a reference architecture.
Things like the financial contribution that telephony is making to the hotel bottom line, that's changed quite a bit. And the handsets and other kinds of systems and devices that are now available to assist with voice communications, these things have changed dramatically in the last several years, and the purpose of this group is to help hotel industry take the best possible advantage of these changes.
We're working on developing an architecture which will allow the delivery of services to the guest, things like ordering food and beverage, displaying a single guest's itinerary for the stay at a resort, or perhaps information that's on digital signage onto the television, a telephone, or a laptop within the guest room. So the initial work that we've done has been to develop a three-tier architecture which is independent of the device to which it's being delivered, but which will pick up these particular messages, this information, ideally in many cases using services that are being provided by HTNG's Property Web Services team.
We also need to make the guest room much more eco-friendly and reduce the carbon footprint. A lot of energy is wasted in guest rooms in ways that has no benefit to the guest, and we can fix that through intelligent sensors and controls.
Now, there's so many things that are changing around us in technology. We have homes that are becoming smart. We have internet-enabled media. All these things that are changing, and understanding in the hotel industry what can we adopt in what time frame, what do our customers want, and what do we need to focus on in the near term and long term to get customer solutions that are built and purpose-made for our industry.
I think the really surprising thing is the collaboration and the general commitment from many of the vendors and suppliers to work with the hotel industry in really understanding and listening to our needs, and then looking at ways and means to deliver against those.